Well, hello there, and welcome back to my backyard gardening. I'm Tony. I'm going to go ahead and prepare this soil here for potatoes. We're going to remove the old pepper plants here from last year and prepare the soil for the potatoes. Now, when I pull these out, I've noticed down here at the bottom, and we'll see as I pull them out, there's some volunteer garlic from the year before. So I'm going to remove those and replant those into a pot that I have over here, the barrels, and then go from there. So first we're going to start by removing this plant so I can get the rototiller in here and get this soil going. We'll put in some goat manure, and then we'll go ahead and water a little bit, and then cut my potatoes up and put them in the ground. Get started. What I'm doing here is taking the volunteer garlic out to replant it in my other pots. What you see here, the roots and starting of the garlic. The garlic here is that the little seed from the ones that I planted before, they're elephant garlic. That's what you could see, and that's where the roots had started off from. You can see the bulb is starting here of the garlic. We're going to go ahead and transplant that into the barrels that I have over here with other garlics. So you can see that they're doing pretty good for a volunteer. Look at the roots that we have on the bottom here. They're established pretty good. So I'll go ahead and replant these into my barrels over here after I'm done with tilling over here. Okay, I'm going to start this rototiller up. Get going. now that I've rototilled this down, and I'm going down deep, I'm trying to get it down deep as I can because the potatoes actually grow underneath the ground, the soil. So if you have a hard pan, it's going to keep them trying to tight, and it won't allow them to grow to the size they need to be. So that's why I'm going down deep and trying to get this ground loosened up. The soil is really good. I've conditioned it over the years that I've been planting over here. So now next what we're going to do is put some manure in here. And then we'll go ahead and till that into the soil. Okay, since I've rototilled and everything, I'm going to go ahead and rake this out a little bit, smooth it out so I can get the manure on top and spread it evenly. Then we'll go ahead and rototill it again. So what we'll do is just kind of like fill in this areas here and kind of smooth it out here so it's not all clumpy. But this soil is real rich. You can see that there's no hard pan to it, no clods in there. And that's, again, like I say, it's the condition of the soil every year. You keep adding more to it. I've added compost to it. I've added Miracle-Gro. You buy the big bags to it. And it just makes your soil so rich and smooth. So we'll just go ahead and smooth this out a little bit. And that way I can go ahead and get the manure spread across the top. Hot exhaust right there. I just felt it on my leg. So let's get the right shovel and get this stuff out. Just cutting it up a little bit. The tiller will do the most of it. Alrighty, let's get the tiller back up in here again and start rototilling some more. I think that's pretty good now for mixing the manure up with the soil. we'll go ahead now and re-level it off and open up some area for the potatoes to be cut and placed in there, and we'll put some water down first, so that way the potatoes will have some good moisture. They want that moisture to get those eyes to sprout and come through the soil and stuff. So we'll go ahead and take this thing out and level off the soil and start cutting some potatoes. Okay, what I'm going to do is go ahead and open up the trench here for the potatoes to be put in there, and I'm going to open up 2 of them. Potatoes like a lot of room to grow and stuff, but I don't have that kind of room right now, so I'm going to go ahead and try my luck and see what it's going to do right here with 2 trenches. Try to open this up a little bit more. And see how well we do. I usually plant tomatoes and peppers in these beds, but this is going to be the first year for the potatoes, so we'll see what it does. I planted potatoes before, but I planted it over at my godparents' place and had really good luck. But of course, they have a bigger yard than mine. And oops. So we'll see what it does in here. They might be too close to feel too crowded. We'll find out as they grow, because they put out a big bush. Potatoes have a big bush up on top, a lot of leaves and foliage. We're going to add water to these trenches I made here for the potatoes, so it has some moisture in the ground when I put them in there. Let it soak. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start cutting the potatoes in quarters so we can get them into these trenches here. Okay, I got my potatoes here, and I'm looking at them and I'm showing that there's a lot of eyes right here that you can probably see that the potatoes got some growth on it and stuff. So what we're going to do, this one here is small enough where I can just plant just the way it is and not have to cut it and stuff. There's these other ones here, they've got some eyes on this side here that you can see, but enough growth on the back side. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this in half, and I can go ahead and plant one side, and the other side I'm going to keep it and wait until it gets more sprouts on it and stuff. All you got to do is keep it moist and stuff. So we're getting an early start. We're in February, at the end of February, the last week of February. We usually start planting in March, but I'm getting an early start. So you do have to watch out for the weather and the growth of their plants and stuff, because a frost will go ahead and damage them. We usually get some frost in March and a little bit in April, but then it's gone. But if you go ahead and maintain your plants and keep an eye on them, you know what days that they're saying we're going to have a heavy frost, you can cover them up with straw, or you can get some burlaps and cover them as well. So what I'm going to do is get started here. I'm going to cut some of these and get ready to plant them in the ground. So like again, we look for the eyes on the potato and cut them, and that way they have some growth here and still some potato left. You don't want to come too short, because then they won't have any moisture and nourishment to keep this plant going. So you want to do is go ahead and cut it and look at it. We'll go ahead and cut this one right here. Oops. Sorry about that, folks. So here we got this part here. We cut it, and we have the eyes here. This part here has some eyes, but we're going to go ahead and put that in the moisture to keep this thing to grow a little bit more for us. This one here is ready to plant. This one here is ready to plant. And again, we look at this one here. There's not much on this side here, but we have a lot of eyes over here. So we'll do the same thing there. We'll cut that one. And we'll plant that and save this one for later. As we do here, the same. This one here has several eyes on it, but it's small enough. We plant that just the way it is. This one here has these. We'll cut this part. and plant. This one here we'll plant both sides. We got enough eyes on this side here that's growing. This one doesn't have much. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8. Let's see what we got over there, Joseph. Here's another one here that we can go ahead and cut and plant. So we don't have too many eyes. Alright, so it looks like we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. We'll make this one number 10 right here. And the rest we'll hold on to, and we'll plant those later on. I want to get more eyes on them. I'm going to go ahead and cut this one as well. Okay, we got the ones we're going to plant. Let's move over to the other side. Okay, now we moved over here where we already put water in the trench, treated the soil and everything for the potatoes. We're just going to go ahead and place them out here. I'm going to space them out a little bit, and then over here as well. And what we want to do is put the part that we cut down and the eyes up, because when it starts to grow, it's going to come up through the soil. This is the eye, the plant itself. It's going to come up through the soil, and you'll see that these eyes will come through the soil right here, and that's what we're going to go ahead and plant them like this, upward. I might be planting too close. We'll see what we... Yeah, they need room to grow as well. And the depth is about 2 inches down. We're not down too far. And then we're going to try our luck in here. And then what we're just going to do is push the soil over the top. About 2 inches down is good enough for them to come up to the ground. And this soil is really powdery. So we're going to leave the rest of this trench open for the other ones later on. I can always put them in the ground, plant those when they start getting eyes on them and stuff, and they're ready to be planted. And again, we'll watch out for frost. We are at the end of February here. February 23rd, I think is what the date, or 24th. So we'll have to watch out for the frost, and you can cover them up with straw if you feel that it's going to be a problem. Or a burlap. You want to keep this ground moist. Keep it moist for them. About every third day I'll come out and see how they're doing. And we might just dig one up a little bit, just loosen up the soil, see if it's getting any larger sprouts. But it's going to take a while. It'll take several weeks before it comes out. So what we'll do is go ahead and finish covering this up, and I'm going to go ahead and throw some water over the top of this. What I'm trying to do is bring down the soil on this side a little bit. Looks like it's high on that end to trap the water in the area that I need. But we're just going to sprinkle it lightly here. But it'll puddle up somewhat. I think I have one over here I saw. Alright. Let's go ahead and sprinkle these. We want to keep it moist. Okay, we'll try our luck and keep an eye on the weather and see how our other ones start sprouting with eyes, and we'll come back and plant those as well. Okay, well, now we've got the the potatoes planted, and we got them moist on top and stuff, and I just want to say thank you very much for watching me in this video and stuff, and we have more to come, and we'll see what we have of the plants. I got my garlic in the ground, the onions in the ground, and we'll go from there. Well, thank you very much again for watching, and hope to see you again on the next one.